Hi, so this is Carol coming from the future because turns out the intro to this video was very confusing, but basically this is what I read in a week vlog, or basically I will spend the next 7 days reading books with you. But I'm going to be honest, this video was filmed quite a bit ago because the amount of unedited videos that I have and that I forgot to edit are quite a bit, so I needed to delete some videos, give up on some videos because they weren't that great. Because I'm going to be completely honest, at the beginning of the year I had a food poisoning situation going on, and when I was looking back at some videos, you could see in my face that I had a food poisoning situation going on and I needed to delete some videos. There are some videos that I just lost some footage, so if in the past you watched any of my previous reading wrap-ups and you are like, oh, didn't you say there was going to be a video about this book? Well, there was, I need to delete it. This vlog, this next what I read in a week vlog, the vlog you just clicked on, I actually filmed it at the beginning of the year. It's been a while. I tried to do some editing magic in it. So let's move on with the video because I feel like this introduction is also confusing, but basically this is a mood reading vlog where I will talk about some books that I read at the beginning of the year. So let's continue with the vlog and I hope you enjoy it. As of right now, on day 1, I'm currently reading Boy Parts by Eliza Clark, which I am currently 75% through the book. According to Kindle, I have around 1 hour apparently left of the book, which means I will probably finish reading today because it is actually raining quite a bit, so I'm not going anywhere. So basically Boy Parts is literary fiction and it is supposed to be quite weird with unlikable characters, but we follow our main character, Irina. She's a photographer and an artsy photographer where she scouts random men on the street and she takes photos of them in kind of 18+ positions. And this book deals a lot with, I think, if you want to read Boy Parts, you need to check the trigger warnings because this book deals a lot with essay and grooming, and our main character, she's always putting herself in positions that can make her dangerous positions, she puts herself in places that can put her life in danger and her safety in danger. This book has a lot of talk of illegal substances, a lot of use of illegal substances, so definitely it's one you need to check the trigger warnings before reading it. So I'm 75% through the book. I'll finish reading and I'll give you a brief review, but so far I'm kind of meh towards the book. I'm honestly not enjoying it too much. I had high expectations for it, but definitely those expectations are not being met. I know the characters, they are supposed to be very unlikable. Our main character is unlikable, our side characters are unlikable, but so far it's less on a way that I read and think, oh, this character is kind of like a train wreck, I can't stop reading it. It's more just she's a train wreck, but I also find her very annoying to be in her head. And the side characters as well, I just want to shake them and been finding them annoying. The writing, I'm actually enjoying. That's the one thing I really enjoyed about this book. I like the way Eliza Clark wrote the book and how she tells the story, the way she structured the story, I find very interesting. This book takes place in Newcastle, in England, and from what I could tell, I'm not an expert in Newcastle, the way people speak in Newcastle, but the way the book is written, it seems to be very much the way people speak, and I find that quite interesting. And the way the book is written and the way the book is structured, I'm enjoying it. But the story itself, I'm not, because this is one of those books where it's mainly vibes, it's mainly a character study and a little bit of plot. So the fact that I'm just finding the characters annoying, it's not helping this book. So I have around 1 hour left. let's finish reading pie parts and then I can give you a review. And then I'm already reading halfway through a few books because I randomly started reading like 10 books at once because I didn't know what to read, and then I'm slowly finishing those books. So let's finish pie parts, that's my goal, and then I can talk more about it, about the other books I'm reading, and then I hopefully will finish during this vlog. Hi, it's Editing Carol here, and I'm back because while I was editing this video, I realized I didn't give a final review for pie parts. So here am I, 6 months later, trying to give a proper review for pie parts. I think it's been like slightly less than 6 months by the time I published this video, but well, it's been a while. But basically, I ended up giving pie parts, I forgot to get the rating. Good thing we have the notebook, because the notebook will have the rating. Final rating, where is it? Pie parts, 2.75 stars. See, I was going to give you the wrong rating, but according to my notebook, I gave Pie Parts by Eliza 2.75 stars because I just didn't like it. So this book was supposed to be, the main character, she's supposed to be insufferable and she's supposed to be annoying. But she's insufferable, she's annoying, but in my opinion, she also just felt incredibly dumb. And she's not necessarily supposed to be the smartest, I guess, but still, she would do stuff and I would be like, girl, why? The characters, the main characters, the side characters, they just felt dumb. And you're kind of not exactly supposed to root for them because they are unlikable characters, they are not good people, but still, the things that they were doing were so obviously not going to work because they were dumb things they were doing that kind of ruined the book for me, honestly. The 2.75 stars is because I like the writing and the craft that went into creating this book, but personally I didn't vibe with the story or the characters or anything else that was supposed to drive this book. I'm still interested in reading more works by this author because again I really like the craft that went into making the book, so I'm still interested in the other books that this author wrote. And even though I am interested, it is not necessarily a priority for me just because I didn't love this one, and honestly I felt kind of disappointed by it because I had high hopes for it because this book was very hyped up. I saw people whose taste I trust and whose book taste tends to be kind of similar to me when it comes to this kind of book, really love it. But for me, honestly, just it wasn't it. If you have any recommendation for a good, unlikable, unhinged main character, please let me know in the comment section because this one, even though it is very popular, it just wasn't it for me. So let's move on to the other books in this video because I filmed a review for the other book. For some reason I forgot to film my review for pie parts. Hello, so today is day 5 of the reading vlog, and by the way, let's try to be fast with this clip because there's a storm coming, natural light is non-existent right now, so let me just tell you what I've been reading. So I'm currently around halfway through the Bridge Kingdom, and it is either a romantasy or a fantasy with a very strong romance subplot. I think I would go for more of a fantasy with a very strong romance subplot. But so far we follow Lara and Aaron, or Aaron, I'm not sure how to pronounce his name. But Lara, she is the princess of this a poor rival country to the one she's currently living at, and her father raised her and her other sisters to basically be spies. There is this treaty between the two rival countries that the king, or like the prince, who is now the king of this rich country, he would marry one of the princesses from Lara's country. I'm not saying the name because I just don't know how to pronounce the name of the country, so let's call it... So Lara is from the desert country, so let's call her country the desert country. And Aaron, he's from the island country, so let's call this country, the island country. So basically, Lara, she was raised to marry and spy on the island country, find a way that the desert country can use to infiltrate and invade this rival country. And she's really high skilled. She was really well trained to be a spy. So right now she is already married to Aaron and she's spying. She's finding out things about the island country. And so far in the story, I'm around halfway through the story. And Lara and Aaron, they are kind of like enemies to lovers. They are very much enemies, but still there's kind of like a fondness, a crush going on between them already. And also Lara, she is in a place where she's starting to question her mission and question whether or not her father was telling the truth. But she's coming to terms with her mission and what is the truth, what is not. She's very much in that questioning phase of her journey. And Aaron in general, like, he's a good king in the sense that he cares for his people, but I don't think he's a good king in the sense that he's too nice. He's a good king in the human aspect. He's not a good king in this aspect of leadership, of knowing how to protect his country in some ways. At least that's my opinion so far. And Lara, I do understand why she would have a crush on Aaron. I'm not 100% sure why would Aaron already have such a crush on her. From a logical perspective, I am enjoying this book. I'm liking the story, the plot. It does make sense what is going on, how they're thinking, except for the crush part, even though when you really think about it, it kind of makes sense, but I still think Aaron is not that strong of a king. But from an objective perspective, I am enjoying this book. I can sit and read this book for over an hour and not notice that over an hour has passed. The only thing that is lacking for me in this book is that spark, that little sprinkle of something that makes me want to pick up this book and read it and finish it to find out what will happen. But whenever I pick it up, I do like the story. I do enjoy reading it. It is bingeable, which is something I look for, kind of, in a fiction that you are reading for fun. So there are pros and there are cons, but we still have a little bit on the way for the book, so this can change. But so far, it's a good book. Not my favorite, but still good. But yes, let's go back to reading it. Even though, like, right now, I'm sitting here and I'm looking at it, and do I want to go back to reading it? Yes, because I'm enjoying it. I want to find out what will happen. But is it something that I'm scratching to do, like to go back to the story and to this world and to find out what is going on? Immediately, no. It's very much in the middle. Not a bad book by any means. So let's go back to reading The Witch Kingdom. Hello, so today is actually the last day of this vlog, the last clip, because I actually finished reading The Witch Kingdom by Danielle Jensen, I believe it's the name of the author. And this is a very popular romantasy series. Apparently there are 3 more books in this series, but I'm not sure if I will be continuing with the series. Please let me know your thoughts if you have read The Witch Kingdom and whether or not I should continue, because while I understand why some people really love this series, why it is so popular, I just don't think it is for me. Overall, I like the world building and the side characters, but the more I read, the more meh I felt about the story. Even though I liked most of the side characters, a lot of them seemed to kind of blend with each other, and they started to feel a little bit, most of them seem to be the same people, even though they are technically not, they are different characters. And Aaron, I do understand why he would be popular. I like him as a character in the sense that I like him kind of like a romantic hero, and I like that he really cares about his people. But when you look at him from the point of view that he is the king of the forest, the jungle islands, the jungle kingdom, I felt like he just needed to be a little bit less naive, a little bit less nice. And I understand despite that he has a lot of empathy and he's a really kind person, but sometimes I felt like he was not prepared to be a king, and maybe his parents didn't teach him to, not teach him, but they didn't raise him to, for him to be the king and not maybe the prince of this kingdom. I personally think his sister was more prepared to become the ruler of this kingdom. And another issue I had with this book is that by the time I reached 70% of the book, I had figured out every single plot twist that was going to happen. So not even that element of surprise was like, not even the plot twist was getting to me. The element of surprise was not working with me because I already knew what was going to happen, so I just continued reading one to confirm my theories and also just to see how exactly they would play out. The whole time reading this book, there wasn't this like giddy emotion of I want to continue reading it. And then I didn't hate this book. There are a lot of aspects of it that I enjoyed, but there are other aspects of it that I just don't think it's for me. For a little while I actually thought maybe I just kind of like outgrew this sort of story or this sort of characters. For a moment I started thinking, is this young adult or not? But overall, the Bridge Kingdom, I understand the hype. For me it was very meh, and I'm not sure if I will be continuing in the series. Please let me know your opinions about it if you read it, because I'm still not 100% sure. So it will be, for now, it will stay in the limbo of still to decide whether or not I will be continuing, because I am curious to know what will happen in the next book, because the book ends in a cliffhanger, and how does this cliffhanger will play out in the next book. But that's only it. I'm not like giddy to continue reading and to figure out what will happen, because I'm pretty sure I know what will happen. I'm just curious about whether or not when I'm right, and to how exactly the author will play out with his storylines. And these books, they are not the shortest. They are around 450 pages, so which is kind of like an average size, I believe, for a fantasy novel, but it's not necessarily a short book. Also, where I live, I was searching for these books and they're only available on Kindle, and the Kindle edition, it's also not the cheapest ebook ever, so I'm very much like on the fence. So if you have read this series, please let me know in the comment section your thoughts. And yes, that's it for this reading vlog. So if you like this video, please leave a like and consider subscribing to the channel so you can get more bookish videos in your subscription box. And if there is any book you think you want me to read or you think I will enjoy, please let me know in the comment section, and I hope to see you very soon with another video. Bye!